together now for the for the
Streamlabs,
YouTube.
I've had problems with that just dropping off.
Yeah. Although we should be.
Oh, we've got an ad now.
Subscribe to me, damn it, and you won't get an ad.
I will work on that.
Yeah, let me just get money first.
Yeah, that's... Okay.
God damn it. Right.
Alright, it looks
back?
live.
Yeah,
Live
yeah, I can
here.
see you guys. I can see you guys.
Cool. Cool. Okay, so as Caporius throws the axe and it buries itself in the skin of the Tanaruk, you hear it elicit a loud roar, which echoes throughout the crater, and you can tell it's very angry, and it hunches and turns back to face Caporius, and that brings us down to M's turn.
Okay, so I have reloaded one crossbow.
Yes, so as your interaction in this turn would be to reload the other one.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Cool.
And I'm gonna try the same then, and re-attack with the crossbows.
Okay, so roll 2d20s for me, with that plus
That's
5 on
fine.
both of them.
Yeah.
And we'll see if you manage to hit it.
One does.
One does.
The second
And
one
the
does.
second one does as well. Yes, you've done... Both of them hit. So now roll your damage with sneak attack as well, because you are still very much stealthed.
2d6 plus 3.
No, plus 6. Well,
Plus
we can
6.
just add it on, yeah. So,
12.
and another d6.
12.
For your sneak attack
Why
guy.
is it so long for me. D6.
So that's 14 damage in total. So yeah, you're chipping away at this guy.
Slowly.
You're doing all right. So again, out of the shadows flies 2 more crossbow bolts aimed perfectly, which embed themselves into the thick hide of the Tanaruk, and it roars again. It's angrier and angrier, although it still doesn't know where the bolts came from. It's definitely focused too much on the 3 combatants that are immediately stood around it. So that's you still got your bonus action.
Can I... It's not worth it for me to get closer. I was gonna use the face step to get closer, but then I just lose the sneak attack.
You'd still be able to, and you couldn't stealth before because of all the fire. The fire's gone now, so with it being night and the crater being darker and the fire just seeming to come from the obelisk itself, you've probably got a better chance of being able to remain hidden in the darkness now. So you could stealth and do your daggers and sneak attack still, but it's not a guarantee.
Yeah. But then I would have to unequip the crossbows both. Equip the daggers.
You could
on the neck.
you could unequip both crossbows in the same action though, so you wouldn't have to worry about not being. So you'd unequip now for your bonus action. Oh yeah, I see. You couldn't face step at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, you could do it on your next turn though. You could unequip the crossbows now and then face step with
At
your
the
bonus
beginning.
action at the start of the next turn. Yeah, while you're getting your daggers out.
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay, so you are unequipping your crossbows, and so that brings us to Solgra.
I'm gonna hit the bastard. Or at least attempt to.
I'd expect nothing less.
After being very, very, very pissed after being bitten, I'm gonna attempt to hit it.
Okay. So roll to hit that sucker. And that that hits. There you go.
Right, I've never actually hit any
fair,
of the enemies.
fair point. So what's the damage on? Also, don't you also get some extra bonuses for raging? If I go look at your character sheet for you. So your greatsword damage, once it's loaded. Sorry, your maul is a 2d6 plus 3, so that's your maul damage. You are currently raging, which gives you that
+2.
plus 2 on strength based. Yeah, that's a strength based weapon, the maul. Okay, so you're going to do a 2d6 plus 5.
Cool.
And that also means because you're frenzied as well with your rage, you can make another attack after this as your bonus action.
Cool. So what am I typing in?
So it's going to be 2d6 plus 5.
Is that with roll at the front of it? Well,
Exclamation point R, and then... And that will give you 13 damage. Nice. So, just take 13 off of this. And if you want to now, you can immediately attempt an attack again with your frenzy.
cool. I'll do it again then.
Alright, so roll to hit.
Same thing again, or
Exact same thing. Well, you need to roll your d20 plus 5, don't you? Yeah.
yep,
To hit it with the maul.
yep. Bear with us, folks. I've never hit anything before.
I mean, if you hit 2 times in a row, you're already doing better than Gershaw.
Bruh.
I mean, right now you guys are tied for not hitting.
Can we
I made a hit. I made a hit.
I meant overall across 4 sessions. That's a hit. You now hit one more time than Gershaw has. So roll your damage.
Yep.
I know people in chat are low-key waiting for Gershaw to roll in that 20 this session.
I keep putting equals instead of plus, so I'm a bit of a tit.
And that's 12 damage. Alright.
done 25 in one go?
I mean, that's what barbarians do.
When they do properly.
Alright, so
When they do properly.
that uses up all the movements for your turn. Describe how you twat him with a maul for me. 2 times.
Well, the first hit is straight to the hip, just to kind of like knock him off balance.
Nice.
And the second hit, straight over the head, down onto the shoulder.
Alright, so you hear the crunching of bones as you strike the Tanaruk, and in response, it roars at you, and it attempts to hit you with its greatsword, and I believe that hits. 16? Your AC is 13. Yeah, so that hits.
Yep.
And it deals 4 damage. So yeah, you did some massive damage to it, but it wasn't taking that lying down. It was very angry. So that brings us down to Fanny Boss's turn.
Yeah, good old smack again.
Alright, roll the hit.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
That is not going to hit, unfortunately.
Funnily enough. But
You do have inspiration.
yeah, I'm gonna roll again.
Alright, and so M and Fanny Boss both used it.
Because I don't think you won. Oh,
That's not gonna hit either, unfortunately. So two swings, both misses. Clearly, it's just too difficult to get a hit in there as as it exchanges blows with Solgra. So Demon Orc versus Half Orc currently happening in the center of this the squared circle. Right, so that's, you've still got a bonus action if you want to do any movement or bonus.
What can I do with it? Can I attack again, or?
I don't think you get an attack for your bonus. You're a fighter, aren't you? Yeah, fighter champion.
So is that another?
It'll be in your actions on your character sheet if you have anything in bonus actions.
What is actions combat? No.
No. Yeah, you do have that second wind, which is quite nice, so you can heal up, but you haven't really taken any damage in this encounter yet.
Nope.
Turns out that Solgra's doing all the tanking instead of you. Right, so that's the end of Fannyboss's turn, and that brings us to the Tanaruk's turn proper, as it continues.
Can I use my story thing on it?
Oh yeah, what were you trying to do?
Oh, well, like when something starts its turn within my range, it takes 1d4 unless it fails or whatever.
What's the
DC
roll?
13.
Just
For
DC 13
Constitution.
on Constitution. Okay. DC 13 contract. It actually makes it. That's close as well. It's exactly 13. Okay, so maybe next turn. So the Tanaruk still engaged in combat with Solgra, and still. Who else is in melee range? It's just Fannyboss and Solgra, isn't it? In my mind, the rest of you guys are just out of melee range still.
Am I? Because I used a dart on it, so I got close enough to it.
Yeah, but you moved and then used dart, so you'd be a movement away. Like you're within melee range, yeah, but as far as like immediate to the Tanaruk,
Yeah.
it's Fannyboss and Solgra, isn't it? So, what happens next? The Tanaruk again attempts to attack, and it goes. This time it tries to bite Fannyboss, and it does, but as it tries to chomp down on Fannyboss's armor, it just can't seem to get its teeth through the dwarf in a tin can, and it does no damage. It will attempt to swing its greatsword again at Solgra, and that will hit. And that does 5 damage. Which I will point out, because someone else said it in chat, like, these are resistances that you've got for currently being in rage. So, it would be doing a lot more damage, but Solgra's tanking it quite nicely. And as a bonus action, the Tanaruk, after hitting Solgra with the greatsword, starts to move quickly, lumbering over towards Gershaw. And it roars in your face. And that brings us to Gershaw's turn.
Oh, thank you for taking the trouble to come over here, big boy. I would like to do. First of all, I'm gonna put my darts away. That doesn't take away an action, does it?
No, but that would be your interaction.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I would like to use my bonus action to rage.
Oh, of course, you can do that, can't you? Yeah,
Yeah.
you finally split into Barbarian. You don't get Frenzy, though, so you won't get that extra attack.
No, that's okay.
But you will now have resistances against, what is it? Slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing?
Yep.
Cool.
And I'm going to use my main action to punch the bitch.
To roll a 7.
Oh,
Alright, you can roll to hit. We're all waiting for it. Everyone's waiting for that to pop up in chat now.
16.
That will hit.
Decent.
Way!
That's a good punch. Roll your damage.
Do I get a +2 because it's a strength-based weapon, doesn't it? So I get +5 on that rather than +3.
Yes.
6.
6 of damage. That's a good punch. You were.
As I enter rage, I raise my leg and I stomp down on one of his kneecaps as he steps in.
Nice. You can see that he's He's feeling it. He's getting more tired. His movements have become more sluggish over the course of these exchange blows between you. Still very angry and still growling at you. And he's so angry, in fact, that he will attempt to hit you as a reaction with his greatsword, and that will hit. And you will take.
How much damage are we talking?
Guess.
7.
You will take 7 damage.
Fucking hell.
That was 14 damage, halved for the resistance, and so there you go.
Thank God I raged. Holy shit.
7 damage. Yeah, that was a big hit with the greatsword. He really liked that kneecap.
Yeah, man.
It was his favorite kneecap.
I'll take out the other one next time.
So that brings us to Sharid's turn.
Cool. Do I get any bonuses from running behind it and giving it the old slap?
Backhand him.
I don't think you'll get any. I don't think there's any mechanical bonus. It is fun though.
Okay, I will do it for the flavor.
All right, so you're gonna go in there for an unarmed strike then.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll to hit. That's gonna hit.
Cool. And then I'll use my bonus action to use my other unarmed.
Okay, roll to hit that in 2. You forgot the R and the 1. There you go. Your second hit won't. So your second attack won't hit. Your first one will. You have inspiration if you want to re-roll that second one.
Sure.
Okay.
They're giving me a 7 + 1.
Okay, so both attacks are gonna hit, so you can roll damage for both of them now.
Okay, cool. +3 plus... I can't do math. How do I do multiple dice rolls in a single thing?
Just do 2d whatever, and then add the combined modifiers at the end.
Okay, sure.
Or however many dice.
That did not work.
Yeah. Oh wait, so you got your 2d4 plus 3, right? So that's.
And then 1d6 as well.
Okay, so you got your 7 and another d6. 8. So 7 plus 1.
Again.
The curse has moved players. So that brings that down to. All right, you can feel bones crunch as you do that. He's not down, but that hit definitely made a difference. So yeah, would you like to describe your swooping in?
Just swoop in and just give him the old 1-2 on his ribs from the back. I feel one of them crack.
Yeah, you feel it crack and crunch as you strike it the first and second time. Alright, and you still you use your bonus for a second attack, so that's Sharid's turn. That brings us to Caporius.
Is he within walking distance of me, first of all?
Just. I'm gonna call it as just in distance, yeah.
Okay, give me one moment here to check something out.
Although you wouldn't be able to pick up your hand axe in the same turn, like that. You wouldn't have enough
That makes
movement.
sense.
You could beeline it to him, but you won't be able to get your hand axe back.
Gershaw is in front of him. Sharid is behind him.
Yeah. And Solgar and Fanny Boss are off to the side, and M is currently still on the ridge of the crater.
Off to the sides, as in the side away from me, or?
Between you and the Tanaruk. Sorry, M's off to the side to this, actually on the ridge, and Fanny Boss and Solgar were in combat with the Tanaruk, but it moved very swiftly around them to attack Gershaw. So they're kind of stood between you and Sharid and the Tanaruk at this point.
Okay. So, in theory, I've got something brewing here. In theory, I've got a straight line from myself to the Tanaruk and past it as well.
Yes.
Can I try something outrageous?
I love it when people try outrageous things. Go for it.
I want to charge the beast,
Yeah.
and I want to try and throw myself into it and throw it off balance. But while doing so, while I'm charging into it, I want to breathe fire on it.
Ooh. All right, I'll allow it. I want to see. I want to see how this goes.
For that, though.
It's just gonna be your movement, and then your do your fire attack, but with advantage.
Okay. Also, the fire attack says 11 dex. I'm not sure what I need to roll there. Then doesn't have the normal hit DC.
Let me load up your fire breath. Oh wait, is a fire breath instant hit? Or oh no, it's gonna. It needs to resist it, doesn't it? Let me find out. So your fire breath is it's got a save. It's got an 11 DC dex save. Right, so you're running up to it. You're breathing your fire, and the Tanaruk. That will hit. You've done it. So now just roll your damage for the fire breath.
Okay, let's start there. And do I have to roll for like the actual action of crashing into him and trying to push him over or whatever?
No, I'm just going to use that. Well, to push him back.
Well, like I'm kind of thinking like if I just launch myself into him.
Let me think. How will we do this? So we've already rolled for his dex save, so we know that you can hit him with the fire.
The fire coming through now. That's 9 damage.
Roll a strength check.
Okay. That's the saving throw modifier, yes? Or not?
Just your just a d20 with the modifier for your strength itself, which will be a +3.
Okay. Oh, I yeeted my mouse. Excuse me.
Oh dear.
7.
The 7.
Throw your mouse at the Tanaruk.
The 7 deserves the throw.
I will use an inspiration to rethrow that if that is not up to snuff.
All right, so you fire, you do damage to him. It doesn't appear as if the fire is doing much of anything. It itself looks quite fiery, and it looks like you might have done damage to it, but it also kind of looks like you might have enjoyed it at the same time. As you barrel into the Tanaruk, you don't manage to knock it prone or knock it over, but you do push it back slightly, so there's now a bit of a gap between the Tanaruk and both you, Sharid, and Gershar. And that will end your turn, I believe. Bringing us to M.
Yes.
So you could definitely face step close enough, teleport behind it.
Yeah.
And
I'll
do your
that
thing.
while I get the daggers out. And then I'll try to sneak attack from behind with daggers.
Okay, so you step through. Are you aware of what season you're currently in?
No, because we haven't talked about it.
That's fine. Did you have an idea of what season you want to be in as a base, or are you gonna just forego any bonuses from that?
Let's just
Okay, no worries.
think about it next week. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, just because I think some of them do damage. Okay, so you face step, and in a cloud of mist forms around your feet as you sort of poof out of this material plane, and then bamf back into it directly behind the Tanaruk. And as you do, you're able to make an attempt to stab it from behind. So roll to hit.
Should I roll the daggers separately? Because I have 2.
No, I think with that you can roll them together.
I clicked on something.
2 weapon fighting. Roll to hit twice? Question mark. That's one I probably should have looked up. How attacks roll work? Yeah, you would roll 2 attacks, but with the 1 action. So yeah, roll for both daggers. Just to make sure I wasn't screwing you out of extra damage.
Should I hit first?
Yeah, so
gonna-
roll to hit twice. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So you want to roll 2 d20s with a +5 on both. So one doesn't manage to do any damage, and the second one, that one does. So you're only rolling one damage this time.
Okay.
Yeah, which is still quite a lot, I believe, for you. And you get your sneak attack as well.
1d4 plus 3. 6 plus r. D6.
Yep, 1d6 for that too.
1d6.
Yeah. Oh. Holy cow.
Bad.
Right, so if you would like to describe the way in which, once again, you have managed to slay a foe.
Did I? With one dagger?
No.
You rolled the exact amount of damage that it had left as health. You got it down to literally 0 hit points. So yeah, you have now killed the Tanaruk.
So I teleported and then I tried to use 2 daggers. One does one just like kind of goes tips up a bit, but the second one I managed to hold it properly, and from behind I jump and I just sneak it in the back of the neck, and the thing falls.
As you drive the dagger into the back of the Tanaruk's neck, you manage to just nick it and pull the dagger down slightly, widening the wound on its neck, and it roars out in pain and then suddenly falls silent as the Tanaruk collapses forward face first on the ground and slumps as blood begins to drain and pour around the body.
Does it land on Capo?
No, luckily,
right?
because actually, yeah, because Caporius managed to push it back just enough. But you didn't push it back 10 feet, and it is 10 feet tall. So as it comes down, can you give me either an athletics or an acrobatics check to maybe get out of the way?
Right, do we all need to do
We're
that?
gonna have to talk afterwards.
No, I think no. Caporius is pretty much right in front of it at this point. It turned to face him
Right.
after being burned.
Athletics or acrobatics? Is that what you said?
Yeah, either one that you want to roll on.
I will roll on athletics. Oh wait, hang on. That was the wrong commands.
I've put all of mine into a sticky note on my other on my other thingy, so I just have to copy and paste it.
It's beautiful.
Wait, did I roll a 7?
Beautiful. Yes, you did. It's
Again?
so good.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna use my inspiration because this is absolutely uncalled for.
Please roll
Already
something
rolled on
again.
again.
Please roll a 7.
All right, so that's Capo that uses inspiration as well.
There we go. 21.
Hey.
7.
I just out of the way, effortlessly.
Yep. 3 times 7.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll get you out of the way there. And as the Tanaruk falls to the ground and breathes its last breath as blood begins to drain, just narrowly missing Caporius as it slumps and falls. You're all good. The night grows silent once again, and any of the flames and embers that were burning as part of whatever ritual that the cultists were engaged in begin to finally die out, and the night grows dark apart from whatever torches you might have on you. And you've done it. You can still see, along with the Tanaruk's corpse, fresh corpse now laid in front of you, there is also the 2 ends of a cultist, also next to the obelisk. Blood and viscera starting to look a bit rank after this fight. It's a little all over the place. Very very grisly death that there.
Retrieve my axe.
Okay. During the fight, especially after the Tanaruk was summoned, the other 5 cultists that were in the crater have managed to clamber up the ridge on the furthest side from the party and have started to vanish into the woods.
Are they out of range for us completely?
Yeah, you can't see or hear them at this point.
Okay. Well, good
You
work.
may
I
be
think
able
we,
to track them. That might be an option for anyone with survival, but other than that, no, there's no way of following them right now.
Well, maybe we should just collect ourselves a little bit before we get too ahead of ourselves. I mean, like, we did just fight this, like, giant demon from hell, I assume, or somewhere from, like, some weird ethereal plane. So, yeah,
Why
nice one, guys.
the hell did John not hire a cleric?
would've
Can I
been
cast
useful.
a better berry for Solgra?
Yes, you can. You're completely out of combat now, so no more initiative order. Combat is over.
All right.
Let me just, like,
Very
stats
much
on my
very
better
big.
berry. That's useless. Okay. Anyways, I'll give a better berry to Solgra.
May I also take a better berry if there's one going? No worries if not, my dude.
One more better berry. For Gershaw.
Yeah. How much do they
I
heal?
know. Whatever's in chat. Each one heals 4. I'll split up the rest of my good berries for you guys too. You both get 5 good berries. Actually, no.
I actually didn't take any damage somehow. For
You
once.
both get 4 good berries just to make it equal.
Okay, I'm gonna eat 3 of them to get back up to max health after the good berries. So after the better berry as well. Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
Can I use one of my daggers to cut off one of the Tanaruk ears?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes, you can.
Thank you. I'll give it to Solgra as a feel better present. I don't have any potions, but I hope you like.
Is the
God
great
damn it.
sword?
I'm trying to play a serious character, but you're being adorable.
Aww. But it will go well with your character. You can make a necklace of it.
Can someone take
Don't have to
the
say anything.
big sword on the ground that's just there? You know, the giant.
Yeah, I'll,
I have no need for it.
I'll use it.
Okay, so
I'm gonna-
looking closer at the greatsword that the Tanaruk was carrying, you see that it is a fairly standard greatsword. I mean, it's got an intricate, very hellish design. As you might be able to see on the image of the Tanaruk if it's still somewhere in chat. For the sake of chat, let me just scroll back up through all the dice rolls. That was that right there. That was Tanaruk, and that was its greatsword. So, mechanically, it will do no more damage than the regular greatsword. It is the exact same as having a greatsword, but it will look like that, or something akin to that.
I want that.
Okay.
Where's that?
It's up in chat before all the
picture,
dice
yeah.
rolls. Yeah, the picture.
Okay.
But the greatsword will act as a standard greatsword. But sure, there you
Can
go.
I
So,
search the occulted?
okay, so searching the cultist, you're gonna have to wade through some blood and viscera to do this. I assume you have no problems doing that. Okay, so as you search over both halves of the cultist, loot-wise, you manage to find for some reason he's got some pocket change on him to the tune of about 5 silver. Not much he's
Nice.
carrying. He is actually carrying a parchment scroll, which is currently bound with a ribbon that you take out of his inner pocket. It's managed to avoid any sort of major damage in terms of being ripped when he was ripped in half, and has managed to be quite nicely protected within the inner robe pocket to not really get too much in terms of blood on it or viscera either. So you imagine it would still be quite readable if you were to open it, and that seems to be about it. As you pull back the hood on the cultist, you can in fact confirm that he is human.
Okay.
Around middle-aged, no particularly discernible features. He looks like a very average person if you were to run into him, minus the minus the robes.
Can I kick him in?
Those robes look mighty fine, though.
They are currently in 2 pieces.
I don't mind.
Like a bikini.
I will take the bikini robes.
Okay, you take the robes. You imagine that you could probably find a tailor in any larger town or city that might be able to repair these. However, not knowing much about the cult itself or the meaning behind the robes, it may not be the best idea to outright be showing them off to people.
I'll scroll them away.
Okay, so you're keeping some damaged cultist robes on you for now.
Yeah, so do you always take those things, Washadi?
No, but this one looks mighty fine. Look how cool it is. It has a hood on it.
As I mentioned before, the material does appear to be dark enough that it gives the illusion that it's absorbing light and drawing light away from its surroundings. It seems to be darker than the night itself.
I like that.
Do you want it? I'm willing to give it up.
It's okay. You can keep it.
I mean, those might actually come in handy if we ever run into those guys again. I have a feeling that if there's multiple obelisks, we might see more of these people, I guess. But yeah, so can I look at the obelisk?
Yes, you can.
Look,
Can I
but don't
pause
touch.
him a second and ask, are you going to put blood on it again?
Not confirmed yet. I mean, there's already a lot of blood on it, to be honest. So I don't know that it make a difference you putting any on, but I'm gonna hold back for now.
Okay, so inspecting the obelisk closer, you can spot that while its composition is very similar to the first obelisk that you ran across, the runes themselves that are carved tend to be a mixture of the runes that you found on the first obelisk, and you remember seeing some of these runes in the journal of Vitus when he was discussing the other obelisks that he had found with you.
Okay.
Can we mark them down somewhere?
Yeah.
Do we have paper?
Yes, you all happen to have some basic parchments and scribbling tools. If you
I
want
will
to
take notes of the runes while Gersha does whatever Gersha does to the runes.
Is very tempted to begin finger painting, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that this time, because last time I don't know what happened when we actually did that. So, and by we I mean me, but we because you didn't stop me. But I don't know what we did. So I'm gonna go with a no. But does anyone remember this obelisk being here before? Was this the one that Beatus mentioned, or no?
you're not really familiar with the area. You know that Vitus ran into one, as he mentioned to you in the previous conversation with him, that they ran into one that was further to the west of Great Simpleton. But you can't be certain that this is the same one he was speaking of.
Yeah.
Hey, so we got this scroll though from the cultists. Do you want to see what's inside?
Hell yeah.
That's a good idea.
Okay, I'll open up the scroll.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post what you see in the scroll in the chat, and then I'm also going to add it on top of the overlay for the stream so everyone else can see it as well. So bear with me a moment.
Oh, third Fred, get the cipher out.
Oh, where's my cipher? Cipher ready?
Oh, that's a lot.
Yes.
Oh dear God.
This night just gets better and better.
Oh man.
Is it the
And-
lyrics never going to give you up?
It's Freebird.
Avian freedom.
Remind me though, Ricky, how well versed are we with this in universe? Have we worked out the runes of the last one or not?
Yeah, you got Vitus to give you a rudimentary version of the cipher, which is essentially mirrors the real life cipher that you made on Cactus' stream.
Can you send me the cipher, please, Capo?
I will
so
send
that
a picture.
I can
It's
so I
somewhere
can
in
start decoding.
I'll send a,
Oh,
send a
that's-
new picture in the
I've
chat.
just full screened it on the
Yeah.
stream. Here we
Nice.
go. Let me try and
Wait.
fit this over the world map. Sorry, chat. That might not be the best quality for you to read if I had to make it that small, but there you go. That is currently what Shreed has unravelled.
Well, you guys figure out the cipher. Me being the dumbass orc barbarian that I am, I'm going to plunk my ass down on the floor, grab a cloth, and start cleaning my mold.
And you clean it well.
All right.
Bring
I
up the word pad. Should we split up? Maybe.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna
different
say,
people do different line.
I'll take
Yeah.
the third line as I'm not really like decoded this before, so it might take me
I'll
a
take the
bit
second
longer.
bunch of text.
the second.
Alinea,
I
that's the
guess
worst word.
I'll take the first one, I guess.
Sorry, Sharid. Fanny Bus, which one you doing? You doing any?
Oh wait, when you say lines, you mean like the big paragraphs, or do you mean like the actual
Oh,
like lines?
I tell you what, shall we do the first paragraph? I'll do line 3 of the first paragraph. How does that sound?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do line 2.
Okay.
To maybe save you some effort, I recommend maybe focusing on the first line.
Okay. Let's do the
Okay.
first line.
Say.
Well, there's one that I don't recognize, like straight. Oh no, there it is. First word is CIP something O, but I don't recognize the something.
Next, CIPOH.
No, the last one is an O.
No, it should be H. Isn't it?
That's not what I have on my cipher.
Your cipher? Don't you have H as like the squiggle and like the 2 dots? And
No,
O
H is like
like
the reverse J with the 2 dots in the middle.
Which
Yeah,
is the
isn't that what
next
that is?
one.
While this is happening, Solgar gets a short rest.
Okay.
Cool.
Say that once more.
So that will
Sharif,
replenish
what
some
do you have
HP for you,
first word?
Solgar.
CIPO and then H.
CIP. No, it's CIP
Oh, no, it's not O.
something OH. CIP something OH. That's a new letter.
Is it not
I
an
think
F?
the H is the next word. I don't think it's an S. I think the
Yeah,
S
H
has the
is
little lines lower
Seven
down.
point.
Unless I'm...
I think the fourth one looks like DS though. Oh no, sorry, I'm wrong.
Like,
Sure.
it depends if I wrote it down poorly, but I didn't think I did, but maybe I did, like... It might be the S.
S is the only one that looks like it.
Keep
So
so.
we might not have all the letters. Well, we definitely don't have all the letters.
Yeah, we're missing some. H, W, I. L. L. E.
Guys, that first word, I recognize it. I recognize sip.
What is it? What do you see in it?
It's when. The first 3
What?
letters. is when,
No, it isn't.
because it's translating to a different language.
Oh.
Oh, hang on.
Gershar has correctly surmised that once translated from the runic language, the language that it's outputting is no longer in common.
Oh.
So should we keep translating it?
Yeah. Because I don't know how to work out the runes.
Wait, so the first 3 letters are when?
Yes.
The first 4
SIP.
letters.
SIP. CIP. So just work out the letters. It won't spell words that we recognize. But for some reason, I can read them.
Okay.
Well, what I'll do is I'll put it in general, kind of just 1 letter at a time, I suppose.
Yeah, if we can get all the letters.
Well, we're missing some, but we can do what Cherie did, Cactus did, and do some underscores.
Yeah, that'd be cool. If you can put up a patchy text for me,
Cool.
I might be able to read it.
Oh, the
Might.
layout's gone.
Oh.
That is the worst.
So it's because Russell's camera has died. Therefore, everyone is out of whack. And it should be returning back to the correct orientation now.
Should be fair.
I have no idea on the spacings of the, well, spaces, but
Yeah, I think is the Briggy, I know this is a bit weird to ask, but is the next 2 letters after SIP S and O?
Yeah.
Can confirm
there's
that,
one-
that
oh.
Sharita's is correct.
Okay.
oh, okay, then the S is actually wrong on the cipher.
Yeah,
slightly.
it's MU are right. It's the 2 dashes are further up. Capo transcribed it wrong.
Okay. I'm lost. I don't know what we're doing. We're translating something from runes to a language that we don't know, and then you're translating the language that we don't know.
I know it somehow.
So we're just writing the random letters then.
Yes.
The last 5 letters
Uh-huh,
are PETHA.
like that. So that
Last
leaves us with
5
one,
letters.
one dud symbol in there that we don't know.
As the
9
party
letters.
scribbles furiously, attempting to decipher the runes and writing down the words in a mysterious and unknown language. Whoops. Why is it showing that? Just realised that this is showing my Discord, isn't it? So it doesn't always show. Some of the secret chat has been on screen. Chat knows what's going on. Don't worry about it. So I will need to find another way to send secret chats, but don't you worry.
And we use random or
Starting on the second line here.
Wait a minute. I think have you got your phone?
Oh, it's fine. I've just disabled dice rolling chat on stream, so they can't see Discord. So as the party furiously scribbles the translation of the first line out, piecing together letter by letter into a language completely and entirely unknown to them, as Gershar reads the first line, a arcane bolt seems to arise from the page and strike Gershar between the eyes, knocking him prone and back away from the party.
is he unconscious?
I ain't touching him.
Am I unconscious?
No, you very quickly regain consciousness. Very
Okay.
groggily, though.
Thanks for the support.
It's magic. You can fuck off.
Yeah, right.
Maybe don't read these out loud. Maybe just.
I'm gonna
or just write it on
attempt.
paper.
I'm gonna attempt to read them out loud. Just to see what happens.
Wait. Before you do that. For flavour.
I'm just gonna roll a dice just to, increase my hit points.
So this says what we
Maybe
translate.
don't read it out loud. The last time you read it out loud, you got hit in the face. Maybe write it on paper.
No,
And we need to guess.
well, no, I don't think it's a good idea. So did I read it aloud, or was it just by reading it?
It
from
was
the
it was
part
just
on the
by
paper?
reading it as you read over the words.
Okay, well, I'm gonna read it aloud now, from what I saw. So the words we translated actually say, well, the first 3 lines are Sipso, Huaiflek, Pet, Sether, U, Septhek, So, Tanmir, Eekloop, Tusa, Supok, Sito, Comp, Tem, Thel. So, Fluftlem, Sito, Tanmir, Huil, Eam, Thomsleep, Kankat.
As you finish reading the words aloud, the obsidian obelisk next to the party begins to thrum and rise slowly from the ground. It hovers in the air about 10, 15 feet directly up. And as it leaves the ground, you see underneath it a pit has formed. You can't see into it from where you stand, but you get the impression that it may go deep.
Okay. Just to let you know what that says, it says, when the 7 come together and cover the dark stone in the blood of the false god, the seat of the Dark Queen will begin to stir.
Say that once more.
When the 7 come together and cover the dark stone in the blood of the false god, the seat of the Dark Queen will begin to stir.
False god.
Do you happen to be a false god by any chance?
I have no fucking idea, to be honest, mate. I remember traveling for a while, and yeah, I have no idea what, like, anything
Nothing
past
before that.
past few years. That's it. That's literally it. I wish I knew more, to be honest.
How about we bash you upside of the head?
I mean, you can give it a try. I mean, I've tried headbutting trees before. It's doesn't help though.
Okay.
Well,
Should we keep translating?
yeah, let's keep going.
Well,
However,
I mean, I was only halfway to the second line, and Gersha already figured out 3 lines, so I think we should let him do the translating.
oh no.
Should we-
Keep translating. Yeah,
So how far did you actually get? 3 lines in.
the first 3 lines.
Okay, so we look at the 4th line. It says S-O.
So as you work away on the translation, and as Gershaw has his moment, it's been probably an hour or 2 since you guys entered the woods and the. No, that's the first 3 lines. It's been an hour since you guys entered the woods, and it's around this time, as the night draws even darker, and as you work by torchlight, that you begin to hear rustling coming through the brush, very, very loudly, not very well concealed at all, in the direction that you guys entered the woods from. And
I am going to draw my weapon.
as you draw your weapon and look over to the source of the noise, it's at that point that you spot 5 human heads pointing out from the edge of the crater.
Yes.
Those of you closer to that edge of the crater, it'll take you a minute to focus, but you will start to recognize the helmets and faces as those of the contingent of guards that followed you from Great Stumpleton. As the head guard raises his head over the ridge and looks down upon the party, he shouts, "You're alive!"
Somehow,
and they begin to clamber over the ridge and slide down into the crater to meet you. And then the head steps forward to the party, and he asks you, "What happened? What was the fire?"
What is that, Vetus, or is that the head guard?
That's the head guard. It's just guards. It's four regular guards and head guard here.
Sophia.
The fire, the smoke. It must have come from a fire, surely.
Oh, the fire. Yeah. We.
Okay, but I'm working backwards. Sorry. So those are the.
I don't
last-
know. We dealt with it. I guess. I
see.
stepped in it and it disappeared.
One of the guardsmen lets out a very girly scream as he stumbles back and falls on his ass, and he's pointing as you look over at the corpse, now rotting, of the Tanaruk on the ground, and he yells out, "Monster!" And
Big monster and all.
and
It
the other three of the inexperienced guardsmen all sort of take a step back or clamber back. Another one of them sort of falling back onto his arse. You can see the sheer terror across their faces. The captain of the guard, respectfully, is managing to not move, but you think that might be more out of a frozen fear than any level of bravery.
You want to take a stick? Go on, go and poke it. It's fine. It's not going to hurt you much.
He stammers for a moment. I don't think I will.
Oh, too bad. Hey, if you guys want to go, I mean, you can stop screaming now. I mean, it is dead.
And you can hear the one that screamed. Are you sure?
Well, I mean, you can. Actually, I'm not. I'm not sure, to be honest. It looks like it's moving a little.
The
bit
one next to
before.
him yells to his friend, like, "Bob, I saw it move. I saw it. Look, it's claws. It's moving." Obviously, the Tanaruk is not moving at all, but their fright seems to have gotten the better of them.
I get the ear that M gave me and throw it really hard at the soldier that screamed.
It hits him square in the face, and he screams louder.
Told you,
Can
dead.
can I punch one of the guards and tell him to stop screaming?
Sure, yeah.
Not too hard.
Yeah. Not like unarmed strike level, but like, you know, minor slap just to get his attention.
So you're like gonna like backhand him and tell him to get his shit together.
Yeah.
Roll intimidation with advantage. And let me just return the roll, the dice bit for chat to see this go down.
All right. Ready? So should I just roll 2d20?
Yeah, roll 2d20 and take the highest result. Oh, with your with your, make sure to remember your intimidation
Oh yeah,
modifier.
it's +0.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I'll take the 16, obviously.
Okay, well, I mean, you could roll it again and see if you get a nat.
A what?
A natural 20.
Are you?
It's always worth rolling again for a natural 20.
But no, but I rolled 2d20.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, that was a 21 total, wasn't it? You'll take the 16. Sorry, that's my bad. That's on me. Yeah, so you give him a swift backhand, and he whimpers, but he does in fact shut up. He tries to pull himself to his feet, but he's not quite ready yet. He's still cowering.
How the hell are you guys supposed to defend anybody if you're screaming at this? We're not even in combat, man.
Most of the guardsmen are left completely speechless. They don't seem to really be paying attention to you so much as staring directly through you at the corpse. It's only at this moment that the head guard manages to pull himself together enough to actually notice that there's also a obelisk behind the creature's corpse, and he sees it floating in the air. He's like, "That's magic, that is." And
Really? Wow.
Unfortunately.
he
Very, very fine observation.
he gives you a stern look. He's like, "You don't understand. We don't have magic around these parts."
Well, apparently you do.
And so, he's managed to gain a little bit more confidence now, seeing that the Tanaruk hasn't moved the entire time that he's been interacting with you. And he asks you again, "So what is that? And what is that?" And he points both at the obelisk and then at the Tanaruk.
I mean, anyone else want to care to explain what happened.
I killed it.
Yeah, you did.
As you mentioned that you killed it, one of the closest guard looks at you, completely awestruck.
Yeah.
Very.
Why?
It's a. You get the impression on his face that it's a mixture of both being impressed at the kill that you've managed to take down something so large, and also at massive inexperience at maybe having ever seen an elf.
But they helped me as well.
He continues to still look at you awestruck. Another one, kind of side-eyeing Caporius, like trying to look at him, but also not look at him in a vain attempt to appear polite. But he's also clearly never seen a Dragonborn in his life. So they're all
right. Well,
the
well,
head
if
guard's
it-
still waiting for some explanation as to what else
there-
happened.
there's-
I got shy.
yeah, there's no need to stand around. I guess let's just get this sorted, right? We've got everything we need. We can't reach the obelisk anymore, can we? Because it's floating.
No, but there is a pit below the obelisk that's opened up from it now being raised and
Okay.
hovering above the ground.
How are you guys still translating the cipher?
I am
Yeah.
still working on that.
Yes.
Okay.
How much do you
work on
have?
work on the second
I'm
paragraph.
on the
I
first
almost
paragraph.
I'm on the
That's
second
the-
paragraph right now.
Yeah, work on the
I'm
second
working it from the
paragraph.
back though.
I'm
Yeah.
on the.
Don't tell
I'm
me you
on-
have the first paragraph fully now.
Yeah, he does. Remember? He read the whole
Yeah.
thing out.
No, the first
Yeah.
3 lines.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I looked at it and it matches up perfectly, like the actual.
But I almost
letterings.
finished the first line.
Of the second.
Yeah.
Like
the
out
second
of
one,
out of
fine.
character, like if we just like read the first line of the paragraph, like arcane knowledge bolt seems to slap Gershaw in the face and let him unlock the whole paragraph, so that we don't have to spend a few hours on this.
He hasn't unlocked the whole paragraph. He can only see the first 3 lines of the first paragraph.
Okay.
Unless he reads a translation, perhaps, of the rest of that paragraph. Maybe more will happen. Maybe nothing will happen.
Well,
I
I've
must
almost finished the rest of
Right.
the first paragraph.
Right, I don't trust any of y'all to go in that hole, and I can still roll 2 dice, 2 d12s, to get some more hit points back. So I'm going to do that.
So the guards begin to sort of inspect and prod away at the body of the Tanaruk now, investigating it. Since it's still laid face down, when one of the guards uses an errant stick to push at the face to turn it over to identify it, that's when another shrill scream escapes the same guard as he looks upon it, and he immediately turns to look at Solgra, and you can see him stammering, attempting to say something, but he can't manage to get the words out.
If you keep screaming, more's gonna show up.
That makes him instantly silent. But he continues to look between the Tanaruk and Solgra and back again. The other guards make their way around the side of the Tanaruk so they can see the face, and again they also begin to look at Solgra and then at the Tanaruk. The head guard moves over to investigate while you guys are still working away, either healing up or reading through the prophecy. Gershon, what are you doing while this is happening?
I'm gonna go take a peek at the pit.
All right, so you take a peek down the pit, and it's too dark for you to see the bottom.
Can I find a nearby stone and drop it and see if I can hear any noise?
Yeah, you can do that. As you're walking across to go pick up a rock to drop in the pit, that's when the head guard approaches you, and he leans in to speak with you, and he says, "You didn't say it was an orc."
What do you mean?
He points back at the Tanaruk and then leans in very conspiratorial with you. He's like, "You never said it was an orc. Has no one told you what's been going on?"
I know there's some sort of civil war going on, but you do realize, right, that thing came out of literally nowhere. That thing came from hell itself. Probably.
that really shocks and surprises. Like it came out of nowhere.
Well, basically, mate, you have no idea what you're talking about. So instead of that, why don't you just listen up and you understand?
He leans in, like gets really close in your face, and he's whispering, trying to like turn his face and pull you away from the party. He's like, "We've been fighting the Fire Song clan for 2 generations now. Like, do you have any idea what's going on in this country?"
Well, you let me know what you know, and I'll tell you some of what I've learnt today.
He says, so he looks at you like, "Do you know nothing?"
Go through everything with me.
He clearly has no idea that you guys are new to the continent at all.
We live under rocks. Just go for it.
He sighs a heavy sigh and still trying to like pull you away from both Tanaruk and Solgra. He says, where the hell were you raised? Like, how did you not know that we've been in conflict now with the Fire Song clan of orcs to the south? They make regular raiding parties up north. They've taken 2 villages at least in the last, 2 years? They're not regular, but they are fierce. And he looks back at the Tanaruk and then back at you and says, and if that's one of them...
Well, as I said, it came from nowhere, and I mean nowhere. But what 2 villages have they taken?
He looks at you, sort of very surprised. Like, he still hasn't really clocked onto you guys not being from the continent, especially you. He thinks that you're maybe from either Stumpleton or Great Stumpleton, a local.
Dude, I hit my head a couple years ago, and I don't remember anything. I've just been drinking for a long time. I don't know what's going on, man. So just fill me in so I know exactly what's going on.
And he looks very concerned at you and steps away from you for a moment and looks at the rest of the group. And he asks all of you, like, do you even know where you are?
Not really, I say, and turn back to the paper.
Dumped here.
And so the other guardsmen sort of straighten up and step away from the party and ask, like, where are you from?
Not around here.
Yargeth.
And it's you speaking. They recognize you say Bjargeth, but the fear shoots through them again. You can see them all tense up and back even further away from you. And the head guardsman continues and says, "So you're from the old world? I don't know how you got here, but you found yourself in the midst of the Staymore Empire. We've been fighting the Firesong clan of orcs for... I don't even remember a time where there wasn't a conflict. But I assure you, they are the most savage creatures. And they regularly make raids, trying to push north from the desert. But that," and he points over at the Tanaruk, that none of us have ever seen that before."
Okay, guys, are you comfortable with me telling them what happened completely? I just address everybody.
Go for it.
I think so.
They seem a bit daft, but okay.
If anything, that makes me more comfortable.
Right. I'm only going to address the head guard. I don't really care for the others. I just think they're useless. But all right, you seem to know something about everything that's going on. I'd assume you get some form of information. I'd hope.
He says, "Aye, we are hired to work in Great Stumpleton in order to protect the port from attacks and raids from the Firesong. That is the purpose of most guards on in this side of east of the
I mean, as in
the Empire."
more, do you know anything about this? Well, Shadid, can you show them the robes?
Okay.
Just show.
I
You
take
don't have
up
to
the
give them.
robes.
Don't give them. Don't give them. If you try and take them,
I'll leave it in your hands to deal with as I go back to my scrolls and try
Okay.
to translate this.
takes robes and shows them to the guards. Know anything about this?
The head guard approaches and looks closer, inspecting the robes, and he says, "By Lord, they're blacker than the night." And he reaches out and runs his finger across the fabric, and he looks at you and says, "I don't think I've ever seen a material like this in my entire life."
So, basically, there was some pretty shady dudes around here just before that thing showed up. There were 6 of them in total. 5 of them ran off. 1 of them was wearing this. And no, it was not that kind of thing.
So it's at this
So-
point that you realise from the way that you stood and where you fought the Tanaruk, like a good portion of the remains of the cultist are sort of on the other side of the obelisk to where you're currently stood, and the torchlight does not reach them. They have not seen at all the body of the cultist. They've only seen the Tanaruk and the floating obelisk right now.
Right. So if you know, I don't recommend getting your men to check, because if they scream again, I will punch them for real. But if you go around there, you're going to see the guy who used to wear this. He's currently ripped in 2. I think, from what I saw, he summoned this beast somehow. They were all wearing the same robes.
Are you trying to tell me we have an instance of a cult this close to Great Stumpleton?
Yeah. So so you might want to tell your men to keep an eye out. But can they even do that, or are they just going to piss their pants and then run away?
He says, I don't much like your tone. You understand, we see orc raids happen, once every 6 months, maybe even more time passes between those. We are mostly there to catch lower thieves. This is a time of peace for this half of the Empire. If you
Well,
want
you might
warriors,
wanna
you should
start
head to
training.
Tmont.
You might want to start training them, because if they're this close and they can summon things like that, what good are your men going to be? I don't really give a crap about any military, but I mean, like, you're trying to protect the people, right?
He gives you a look where you can tell from his stern glance at you that he feels deeply disrespected, but at the same time you feel like your words are getting through to him. You see the fear is probably backed by more than just bluster at this point.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on. I mean, I know I'm not much. I barely did anything to that thing, but at least I stood and fought my ground.
And so he nods. It takes a moment to think about it. It's like, we should likely leave this place. But before, I must. You can see him building up the effort. Like, I should check the body. And you see him walk around with the torch, very cautiously stepping around the obelisk until he can actually catch a glimpse of the body. And as you watch him walk around, and you see the recognition on his face, he sort of doubles over and vomits on the ground, and solemnly walks back around towards the party, and he just gives a nod to the guardsmen behind him, and they begin to walk towards the edge of the crater. He says, "I don't know what business you still have here, but we should return to Great Stumpleton with haste.
Right.
The horses are still tied up. Everything is ready to go. Honestly, we thought you died out here, but I suppose this is better than the alternative." And he makes to leave.
Okay, before you leave, can you just take a note of that man's face? Have you ever seen it before?
He turns back to you, so he shakes his head. "No, can't say I recognize the poor guy, but he's definitely human." You can see a whole range of emotions crossing through his face. You can tell an inner conflict is going on, and he slumps his shoulders and he begins to walk back towards the edge of the crater.
All right. Can I continue with my initial task of?
Yeah, you've got
dropping
the stone in your hand, so you can continue with that bit now.
Okay. Okay, I drop the stone into the crater.
It doesn't take long, but longer than you would like before you hear a soft thud at the bottom. You estimate that from the amount of time it took, it could be about 30, 40 feet down. You imagine you could climb down with rope and a torch, but you wouldn't really want to jump.
Okay. There's already lit torches around, or before the guardsmen go, can I?
I know you guys have still got the torches that you carried into here with you. You might have
Okay.
extinguished them, but you can relight them quite easily.
Okay. Do I have 2 torches then? Because obviously one of them was.
Yeah. And also,
Okay,
there's the torchlight happening of the guys currently translating the scroll
Okay.
in the mud of a crater. Like science waits for no man, apparently.
I light my torch and drop it down the crater.
As the torch falls, you get a good look inside the pit below the obelisk. It's very densely packed mud around all sides. You can see that maybe the obelisk was perhaps carving its way down into the earth. Once it reaches the bottom, you don't see much more other than like just the bottom of a pit.
Okay, so there's nothing around the pit. There's no entrances or exits or anything like that. There's no nexus below.
No. Roll either athletics or acrobatics for me, whatever's higher.
Okay. Nine.
9. As you are inspecting the pit and just leaning over the edge, you hear the loud whirring noise that you've heard before from the obelisk as it slams back down into the ground, pushing deep into the earth. As it goes past you, it just sort of nicks you and knocks you back, taking 1 damage.
Okay.
You weren't quite quick enough or swift enough to move out of its path, but luckily it could have done more damage.
So it's back down.
It's back down. It seems to have dug deeper into the earth.
Okay, guys, have you finished that translation?
We have
Yes,
indeed.
well done.
Okay.
So what is this looking like?
Give me a second.
How do you want to do this? Are you actually going to sit and read this out?
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, I read it by eye. Does anything happen to me?
So, as you continue to read, it's you're hit by a culmination of the complete translated text. Another stronger arcane bolt this time shoots from the text. It's barely visible to the rest of the party, but to you it seems blinding, and it manages to throw you back a good distance, maybe to the ridge of the crater. And you
Look at that.
you lay flat out on the ground, still unconscious for a moment. It's probably going to take a few minutes before you regain full consciousness, but you are stirring. Like the party can see from a glance that you're not dead.
Okay,
But
that's good.
as
Can
you
we-
will
Twitching
writhe
anxiously in Goodberry.
you will writhe and moan for a moment, for at least 2 to 3 minutes before you start to settle down a bit.
Is that enough time to cut the hair?
It is.
Can I use my daggers to cut a nice mullet?
You
on-
can, but just so that we're not actually picking on Charles, I'm going to give him a chance to roll against you.
Everyone's unconscious. But yes, go.
I'm going to give Charles out of character a chance to roll against M for mullet. So I want you both to roll a d20. Highest wins.
7. Ooh.
Fuck.
Ooh. Ooh.
You got to roll a d20.
4.
No, M did roll the d20.
She got a 1.
Why did I get a 1?
Just so happened to roll a critical miss. Well,
Oh, when it. No, I rolled. Did I? Did I roll? Why is it +4?
I don't know, but even
Should I roll again?
no, it's fine. We'll just use the 5 because the 5 still beats the 1 that M rolled.
Oh, I thought I rolled a 4. What was it?
3 minutes ago. I don't think you're old now.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, I guess I'll roll.
Wait, unless you get a 1.
unless you get if you get a critical fail as well. Oh my god. Okay, no.
Next time.
Yeah,
No
so
mullet.
so this time around, M thinks better of it. Just reliving the mirth of the graffiti, thinking maybe next time. And Gershaw avoids a mullet for one more day.
Where's what? At least it. Oh fucking hell! I mean, 7 + 10. So.
So you awaken Charles Gershart with some knowledge. As you are the only one that speaks this language.
Alright, so the translation, Flensim, Cito, Universa, Potestates, Eam Rend, Eekflop, Im Angeli, Si Fleem, Breach, So Tenin, Cot, So Purus Tumsock, Si Slack, Eam, Sliatham, Ka Salvation.
Without being able to finish reading the words, you feel the ground below you rumbling, and it intensifies with each word that Gershar speaks aloud, and the obelisk begins to glow, the runes emitting a bright, hellish red from each face of it.
Okay, I don't know it's a good idea to me to continue reading this in the language. I'll just read it and try and read it in the English or the common tongue.
What language was that, by the way?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do you know it?
I don't know.
Maybe don't read things in that language anymore. It seems pretty
Okay.
powerful.
Just out of character, Gershard does have amnesia, but the actual language is one that is already actually in game. It's not a completely made up language. Just so happens that this time around it was a language that one of the party speaks.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So, cries of the seraphim will rend stone as angels of death breach the earth. Only the purest river of fire will lead to salvation. Scorch the earth or rot beneath it. Without the sacred flame and the brother of Idal, all will be lost. That sounds pretty ominous, guys. I think we may have fucked up.
And I think that would probably be a good time for a break, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, another coffee.
Oh, right.
The cameras on so that it doesn't mess up the stream.
Yeah, but we're also, we have a cool little thing for everyone to be doing while we're off having our break. I did go ahead and get us a game to play, chat. So we're going to be right back while we go do beverages and whatnot and just refresh before we continue this particular mystery. And in the meantime, feel free to play this maze game, which I'm transferring to now.
Mullet.
Are we-
All right, be right back, guys.
Am I? I don't see. Oh, there I am.
Very cool.
I'm
Alright.
really behind, but I'm gonna go for a smoke quickly.
Am I actually doing something though? Can I control it? Oh. Oh, damn. It doesn't have to be in straight lines. Oh no, he's going after the ghost. Oh no.
Hello.
Hello.
There you go.
I have returned.
I'm gonna go up 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it. Oh no. I think it changes trajectory as you type it, but it's hard to tell with its delay and all that. It's interesting. I've got 75. Oh wow. It's got all the candies down there too. Yeah, it took me a while to get to grips with what actually was happening. No, he's gonna take my candy. 15. Potbelly Bat stealing my candies. The outrage. Where's the party hat? Yeah. Oh, coffee. Did you get spooked?
I won. Did I win? You actually have to.
It's an actual game.
Oh, so I didn't even start.
Oh, Ghost is coming. Ah, don't panic. Oh, no. Stop. Turn around. No. Oh, there we go. What did I do? Oh, was that where you were going? Oh, and that one as well. Oh, that's unfortunate.
How do we get on this? How does it work? Oh, I haven't got a
Timing
character
of
or
it is
anything.
really interesting.
Would you? Where am I? Oh, I can't see it yet. Oh, there we go. I am a witch.
Oh, I'm gonna get spooked.
Heh. Oh shit.
The lag is so far behind.
Yeah.
This is like a fun game. Where did you find it? Oh, cool. Neat.
I did kind of copy other people that have that, to be honest.
Where is this site? Or because I mean, like, it
It's
actually
at
looks.
flash point depth. It's in the
Ooh.
middle of the screen.
No blue. No. My chocolate. Yes. My chocolate.
Oh my god, I've got a trail of candy. Yes. Fucking let's go. They'll just spawn in front of me. No, don't turn around. Don't do that.
All right. Oh man. The audio is the audio hearable to them? Oh, no, us speaking. Okay.
Oh my god, the ghost just took half my points. Jesus Christ, I went from like first to
Nanny.
with the plebs. What is this? Oh my god. Absolutely decimated.
It's nice because it's interactive, because mine is just random.
Yeah, it's just a cool game.
Oh god damn it! I'm so.
Yeah, because you have a cooldown for that is either 60 seconds or 90 seconds. So it works well. But it's random.
I wish you could somehow aim the land because it'd be hilarious.
Oh, sorry about that, Charles.
Oh, you mother! I can't do anything. I'm so slow. Like I type it in and everyone's like already going there.
Hashtag relatable.
All right.
I had near 200 and I got ghosted.
Plus coffee.
Here we go. And we're back. Ready to continue this this mystery. So,
Mystery.
pre-break,
We'll
you
find out more.
guys have translated the scroll. Gershon nearly did something.
I nearly died.
You've also investigated the pit.
Got a mullet.
Almost got a mullet. So close. But not
So
today.
snad.
Do you think we should go tell the tiefling?
Yes, I think that's probably the best course.
Yeah. Can I just do a little bit of finger painting? Just a little.
No,
No.
I will hit you.
Yes.
Other side.
You could draw a face on Bucky.
No.
Yeah. Bucky hasn't got a face. He needs to have a smiley face.
Like
Look.
Wilson.
That's
How
weird.
fucking
Maybe-
macabre are we?
We could maybe carve a face into Bucky.
That's acceptable.
Can one of you guys do that? Because I don't want to. Actually, I use this opportunity to steal the fucking bucket from Fanny Boars.
Roll sleight of hand.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, I should turn the dice back on here.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And Russell, roll perception.
I use my inspiration.
Okay, you can do that.
Ooh. Well done.
So the only one that hasn't used inspiration so far has been Solgra? Yeah.
And me, I think.
No, you used yours. I quite noted
Oh,
down.
cool.
Yep. So Solgra not only has the inspiration from the start of this game when I gave it to everybody, but also an inspiration berry, I believe.
That's right.
Which it doesn't have a 24-hour timer. They are everlasting. So, what was that? Right, so, Gershaw is able to thieve away the bucket. He now
Alright,
has possession of Bucky.
This is now what Bucky looks like.
Yes.
You don't know how you get a sense of happiness from an inanimate object, yet all of you
Oh my
somehow do.
That is now Bucky.
Weapon. Seriously, I just used it as a weapon.
It's a happy weapon. Alright, so that has been stolen now once this session, so that's the limit that we're imposing on Bucky thefts per session now. Yeah, it's once between sessions and then once during sessions is the rule for stealing Bucky between each other.
Okay.
How about fighting to the death for the buckets? I just.
Bring it on, Dart Sponge.
I'd
Just
prefer
saying.
you. So what are you guys gonna do now?
Can I, Solgra, can I have my longbow and arrows back, please?
Of course you can.
Thank you.
There's someone over there because when everything turned up, I just kind of dropped them and picked up my maul.
It's all good.
Wait, where are they? Are they on the outside of the crater?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
With all my arrows and stuff.
Right. So, Gershwell attempts to head up the edge of the crater. And what are the rest of you doing as he starts walking up there?
I'll join him in that direction. If we're going to report back, that's where we're going anyway.
What was the plan with Vetus? Didn't we say to meet in like 3 weeks?
You remember he said that they would be around a month or so, but any time longer than that, they'd assume that you died.
Okay.
And how long has it been? Not that long.
No, it's still the same night, so you assume that both Vetus and
They wouldn't
John
have left
are
yet.
still in Great Stumpleton. John likely slozzled and unknown of what was going on around him, and Vetus likely still in his office on the galleon.
Are the guards anywhere? Have they long gone?
You can probably hear them if you really listen out for them, but they're making their way through the woods back towards where the horses are.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we chase them a bit to get to the horses as well, so we can actually go back on horseback, so we get back in the same.
You feel like they won't leave without
Oh,
you.
okay.
Well, would it be worth going the direction that the monks, or not the monks, the worshippers dudes?
So as you guys are discussing this, in character, Gershaw crosses over from the edge of the crater back onto the more solid ground as he passes over the ridge. It's at this point that Gershaw stumbles forward onto his face and passes out and slides down the embankment slightly, passing over back onto the ridge. So you're still up there, you're not back in the crater now. And it's in this moment that Gershaw receives a vision of a cottage in the woods. It takes a moment as you kind of seize up a bit, and then you manage to bring yourself back to your feet. You're also left feeling something of an emptiness as you pass over the threshold of where the fire used to be.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe.
Was Bucky too much for you to handle? You can give it back if you want.
No, in fact, I look at Bucky like he's the only one who understands, because he too is empty. And yeah.
The visions linger in your mind for a moment, and you begin to spot and recognize areas around the crater in the woods that you shouldn't already be familiar with.
So
You have a familiar sense of knowing this place, despite never having been here before, to the best of your knowledge.
yeah, turns out there's does anyone did you when you were flying over or sorry, did you see any cottages anywhere?
I didn't notice anything. It was really dark. It's still pretty dark, actually.
Well-
Shareed, roll insight.
Is it +5 or?
Yeah. And Gershot as well, roll insight.
20, but not natural.
It's not natural. You remember that while you were up in the air, having a look around, you imagine that there are a few places that a cottage could potentially have been based on the way the forest is laid out and how you could see potentially what you think might have been the edge of the lake of Lake Angor. So you think that both the north and the south, there might be areas where you would find a cottage. That is just something that you feel like based on just the short amount you were able to see while you were up in the air earlier. And Gershot...
I didn't. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, and Gershot, you got 18.
21.
Sorry, 21, yeah. You get the sense that these memories aren't your own.
Bucky.
Yeah, I didn't get to see too much, but it looks like to the north and south, we could probably find something. It looks like there's enough space there for someone to build a place.
Guys,
check it out.
I think we need to do that. I think immediately. I don't know
Could
how
you-
we're feeling.
Could you shed any more light on what actually just happened, though? Because you're not making very many sense.
All I
Makes
remember
sense.
is what I guess you guys saw, and I saw a cottage in the woods somewhere. That was it. Like I got like a vision.
No, we didn't see it.
For every minute of discussion that passes amongst the party, Gershot gets another vision. None of them make sense. They're all at very different angles. Pathways. You begin to feel more familiar with the area, and you get a sense of a home, possibly nearby, but you don't understand why you're receiving these visions, and you don't understand whose memories or visions they might be.
All right. Can I make a
Should we go
note
north
of
or
all of
south?
this? Can I make a note of all of this?
Yeah.
Okay, so I note all this down, and as much as it pains me to say it, we do have a job to do, and we need to go back and report to Vitas before he leaves in the morning. However, guys, we need to come back here like immediately afterwards. Like I don't even care what time it is. I'm coming back here, with or without
I
people.
mean, will 5 minutes really make much difference? Should we just check it out now and then report right after that? I mean, it's quicker than leaving and coming back, right?
It might take longer than 5 minutes. We need to go and speak to the tiefling.
What if we split the party into?
That could work.
Out of character, I'm going to tell you there's an age-old adage for Dungeons and Dragons, which is don't split the party.
Okay, let's not split the party.
Okay.
Splitting the
Let's
party
not.
usually goes badly.
You
Okay.
sent us to knock on doors, and look what happened.
You stole
you're
a
proving
book.
Yeah,
Point.
petty theft occurred.
Yeah. But
As you're discussing this, a few things happen simultaneously. Everyone in the party, apart from Gershot, all shares the same exact vision of the cottage, seeing it through the perspective of someone who is opening the front door and walking through the threshold. Gershot, meanwhile, has a completely separate vision that maybe isn't from a human perspective. It feels very alien to you, completely out of body. What you're seeing instead is best described as maybe cave-like.
okay.
And then just as soon as the vision hits you guys, it fades away, leaving you with a strong, resonating memory.
Did you guys all see that? The
Yes.
vision. Is that what Gershot had?
I'm not enjoying this fucking magic.
What did you guys see?
There was a cottage.
I saw a cottage.
I saw a cottage in that first vision when I passed out, but I got one recently when you guys did as well, I assume, and that was about a cave.
Might there be a cave under the cottage?
I don't know. Because I've got a sense of familiarity of the area, can I tell how far away these cottages are and how long it would take to travel to them?
You don't understand how, you know, and you don't understand exactly everything that's going on. You get the definite sense that if you began taking a path that's pulling you towards it, that you would eventually reach the cottage. You just don't know exactly where it would lead or how long it would take you. Sharid would know from looking around that based on where you were walking, if you were to lead, he could probably figure out the closest potential location from the air, even in the night. To the very north of you guys, there is a rather large mountain, so it doesn't give you a huge amount of space between you and the north. To your east, there is a small amount of distance between you and the lake. You've already come from the west.
Do we
And
know which direction the
sorry, it's west. The lake is west. Stumpleton is east. I got that mixed up.
do we know which direction I forget the name, but the evil monk dudes, the evil
Cultist.
Cultists.
cultists, thank you, escape to?
They would have gone towards the lake.
I think that
So
might
they
be our
would have
best chance.
They would have gone
If anything,
west.
they would have to have gone somewhere that isn't just more nothing.
I think
Okay.
this cottage is really important. How about this? How about I quickly write down a message to get the guards to send back to Vitus, and then we go explore the cottage.
Yeah, make sure to
think
include a
that works.
transcription of the runes.
Yeah.
You could make it to the guards and back flying over the tree canopies in 5 minutes or less.
Okay, sure.
I give
so I'll just
Sharid
write
my
down-
note of the runes from before.
Perfect. So I'll transcribe that all down, plus I guess a recount of the events that happened with the cultist summoning, and with the happenings of the obelisk and what happened to Gershaw when he read the things out loud.
Cool. So you got a full
Yes.
report, and it'll like I say, it'll take you about 5 minutes to get there and back by flying over the trees and giving it to the guards.
Okay, I'm
So-
gonna do that.
Yeah. As you get to the guards, actually, what is everyone else doing in that 5 minute span of time?
I'd take a short rest if I can. Can I do it in 5 minutes or no?
Short rest is usually 4 hours.
Okay, no.
I've been a bit loose with the short rests, to be fair. Actually, you know what? You can all get a short rest.
Short rest says about an hour.
About an hour. Yeah, considering that you've all been mostly just translating and doing RP, so I imagine you can all have benefit from a short rest.
Okay, so I now take off the rage thing which I used, so now I can have. Or is
Yeah.
that only long rest?
I think rage is a reset on long rest. So I'd have to double
Long
check.
rest.
If you press short rest on top of your thing, though, it'll do it automatically. Charles, on top of the cheats.
Yeah, there's a button for short rest at the top of the D&D Beyond character sheets.
Okay, so what does that do? Like,
Short rest should heal you up.
Okay, it didn't do anything for me, so should I just add my HP on because I only had 1 HP off.
Yeah, there you go. I think it heals you. It heals you so many hit dice, and you
Oh, okay, I got you.
since you were down by 1 HP, then yeah, any
I'll
hit
just add
dice
them
would have put you back up to max.
Okay.
Should we click on those things like die, hit die? I have a rogue thing that says hit die with 3 things that I can check.
Yeah, the check things are your level, and that's how many times you can roll. I believe that's what I was looking into earlier. You roll a d12. I may be wrong.
We were looking. If I hit short rest on Fanny Boss. So the hit die. If you're looking at the short rest, you can hit recover, which is reset maximum HP during this rest. I don't know if that's just something that Fanny Boss has alone.
Oh no, that's I think everyone. I think that's if you specify you
Yeah.
get a full HP.
Or
thing.
as whatever class you have that many hit die, which will heal you up, and it'll roll that for you and add it to your current HP. So you can choose how many hit die to use in your short rest.
No,
you
no,
get all of them back.
I think you need to roll it and then put in the numbers because
Oh, is
I
it not?
tried that and it didn't do anything. You have to roll it and put in the numbers.
Oh, they make you do it. That's really weird. They do other rolls, but they don't let you do it for the short rest. That's
Yeah.
Come on, I'll have a look into that between sessions. I just assumed I did it for you.
I haven't lost any HP, so I'll just click. Do I need to short rest?
I don't think you need to. I don't think you get any benefits from short rest at the minute.
Do you wanna go pick up your crossbows though before you leave them behind?
M didn't drop the crossbows. M just
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
M's one of the few
Sorry.
people that kept weapons like on them at all times,
Hey,
rather than dropping, lending, or throwing
I
them.
used my fists.
You almost dropped them.
Right, so while the party prepares, Shareed makes his way to the guards, and they graciously accept his report to take back to Great Stumpleton, although they are, again, still not quite used to seeing non-humans, and seeing him descend from the sky definitely puts a fright in them. The head guard looks at you and, unsure of speaking to you, and hoping that you speak common, just says to you, like, well, if you're going back in there, we'll leave the horses. But if we don't see you get back to Great Stumpleton by tomorrow morning, we'll come back and we'll get the horses. We'll assume the worst.
Okay, sounds good. If you get it to Vitus as quickly as possible, there's a little something for you, and I hand him a good berry, on the sly.
He graciously accepts the good berry, palming it and placing it in his pocket without letting his subordinates see it.
Make sure you eat it within 24 hours. It tastes really good, and also, well, there's some special effects. You shall learn of them when you eat it.
You can see a glint in his eye, and he looks like, I think I shall.
Good man. And I take off.
As you take off, you can hear the guardsmen behind you begin mounting up on the horses, and you hear them start to make their way away from the woods and back towards Great Stumpleton. And a few minutes later, you return back to the party, and you're all together again.
All right, let's head out.
Very well.
All right, so you're just gonna wander blindly and hope that fate will lead you.
I think if we go the direction, if we start the direction that the cultists escaped, and maybe try to track, if at all possible, in the darkness.
Does Gershaw have a gut feeling about where the cottage is?
Roll
Do I?
insight,
Me or Gershaw?
Gershaw, to see if he does in fact have a good feeling.
Oh shit!
What?
I broke it.
You broke the bot.
Oh,
20.
yes.
20. The best that you can sort of make out of the feelings that you're getting is to just start walking, and maybe it will pull you in the right direction. If you roll Arcana, maybe?
Me.
Yes.
Well,
And we'll see if this adds to the your ability to
10.
suss what's going on. 10. Alright, so you don't have a particularly strong vibe about where you need to go, but you feel like you take a step or two forward, and as the party watches you move, you kind of have an out-of-body experience, and you begin to follow a path to the north without really thinking about it. You're not so much in control at this point as just being taken along with the flow of things.
Yeah.
Let's go follow him.
Yeah. Follow the man. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, so you follow
Well-
you follow Gershaw through the woods. His path takes you inexplicably through some very difficult terrain. You wouldn't have expected any path to have travelled winding through the woods like this. First taking you north, and then immediately doubling back to the south, then moving to the west, before finally returning northwards again. Gershaw has no trouble crossing over this difficult terrain. Large boulders, fallen trees, all manner of issues that give you guys some moments to think hard on what's about to happen. And eventually, before you guys have thought too deeply about it, you realize that that Gershaw is now stood in front of the front door to a small log cottage nestled between large outcroppings of rock.
Can I roll perception check?
Can I also roll perception check?
You cannot roll perception check, Charles. You can roll perception check. It's too dark. It's this terrain's quite difficult, and with the night being as dark as it is, there's not much to make out. You can, like the rest of the party, see this log cabin in front of you. The door of which Gershar is immediately stood in front of, just stood straight tall, not moving at all. Sort of arms together, legs together. He just stands stoically in front of the door, not seeming to respond to any external stimuli, as the other 5 of you stand looking on at him. What do you want to do?
Shall we go in, or should we investigate?
What was that, actually?
Open the door.
Solgra, what do you want to do?
I would also like to roll perception.
Okay, roll for perception.
Can I light a torch first?
Yes, you can. Well, Schlee's rolling perception.
You want to roll a
The
torch?
torches won't give you a massive amount of extra visibility in this particular terrain. Gershar, you cannot open the door. You fully do not have control of your senses at this moment.
Oh, sorry.
Solgar, yeah, it's much like you can't really make out much more than just the cottage.
I don't like it. I don't understand it. I want some beer.
Maybe
Well, let's
they have
figure this
to-
out and then we can.
Did all these sevens.
Raked.
So while you guys are doing your best to attempt to get a look at the outside of this cottage, Gershar's arm shoots out and grabs the door handle, and then again he ceases to move.
I get my axe at the ready, just in case. And
Oh.
and I put my hand on Gershar's shoulder to see if he at all reacts, notices.
As you put your hand on Gershar's shoulder, he reacts in a manner as if he had been electrocuted. You don't take any damage, Charles, but you definitely sort of have a standing seizure for a moment, and your hand pushes down on the door handle, but you've now regained all sense of control of your own faculties.
I take my hand off again.
It's not that, Jim.
So,
Are you okay?
wait,
Are you still
so-
What
with
just
us?
happened?
am I conscious now?
Yeah. You were conscious before. You just didn't really have control of your body. It was like a dreamlike state where you were just following a preset path.
Okay.
Now you're back to normal.
All right. Well, can I sort of like punch Caporius in the shoulder?
I mean, yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Why though?
So being a dick, you touched me and it hurt.
I didn't know.
Well,
That's
you
uncalled
do
for.
now. So
I am going to equip my dagger because I feel like a maul isn't going to be useful in close quarters.
Okay.
Okay.
As you guys
Yeah.
are doing this,
I get the daggers out as well.
as you guys are doing this, the door to the cottage slowly opens inwards after Gershar's hand had pushed down on the handle. Apparently, it appears that the front door of the cottage was entirely unlocked, and you can't really get a good look inside. The very dim light available to you from your torches pushes its way through the entrance, casting long shadows of both Gershar and Caporius through the front, and you can just kind of make out a desk and a chair in the room immediately in front of you, but little else.
I go in.
Do you have a torch?
I light my torch and go in.
Okay, so you go in. What are the rest of you going to do?
I'm gonna follow.
Okay, so that's
Me too.
everyone going in?
Yeah,
Okay, so
The
as,
worst that could happen.
as the party enter the really small cottage, you realize that like having all 6 of you in here is quickly filling this seemingly singular room. Within the room, there is a wall lined with bookcases and a desk at the furthest end of the room, upon which are some papers and a quill and ink pot. and little else is in the room at all.
Can I search the desk?
You can. As you look over the desk and search it, you find all you find is an open book. It looks like it's all got handwritten pages, and looking closely at it, it appears to be a diary. Other than the book, again, you just see an inkwell and an inkwell, and nothing else on the desk.
Okay. Is there any? Sorry, did you say there's anything written on that? Sorry.
Yes, there is. What are the rest of you doing before we delve deeper into that?
I take a
Can I
look
check
around
the
the edges
bookshelf?
of the door.
Sorry.
After you.
So, I want to check the bookshelf and look for anything interesting.
All right, are you touching the bookshelves or just looking at the
Yeah,
bookshelves?
sure. I'll just like pull the books out, read the cover, see if anything looks cool.
All right,
Sure, every
so
book.
so you're just systematically working through the books. So for this initial moment in time, you're finding lots of herbalism related books and a few sort of bestiaries and biology related books currently lining the walls. Capo, what did you want to do at the same time?
I wanted to kind of check around the like hidden corners behind the door, stuff like that. See if there's no shenanigans afoot.
That you can see that you can see in front of you. There's a completely bare wall on one side. The left-hand side of the room from the way you entered is lined with bookcases from end to end. The wall attached to the door has a small glass window that's completely dusted over at this point, and at the furthest end is another wall with a desk in front of it and a small chair. Other than that, you can't really nothing really comes to mind for you to spot.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the door.
All right, you're watching the door. Good. Fanny Boss M, either of you want to do anything?
Can I search for money?
You can. Unfortunately, you find none in this room. Fanny Boss,
can I-
do you want to do anything as well?
I was going to bookshelves, but cactuses.
I mean, you just stood with Cactus looking
I
through.
was gonna say bookshelves, but
Yeah.
I've been done. So.
No, Cactus is currently Shreed's currently working his way through the books. So you stand next to him and also begin rifling through the various tomes of knowledge on the bookshelf. So while they're doing
Did they
this,
have equal from the one I had?
you beeline over to where you think the series would be on the bookcase, and you do in fact find the 7th book of the series, but none of the others.
Do you guys mind?
Can
It's,
yeah. Do you know what? As long as you don't sell it, because
Okay.
Well, I mean, if there's 7 of them, there's 7 of us. Well, there's 6 anymore. Never mind.
well, there's one that's been sold, so maybe we just distribute them evenly to whoever finds whatever book.
You don't remember how many books are in this series. You
no, that's
you don't
not-
have that
that's-
information.
I'm happy for him to hold on to it.
But upon closer inspection, the inside of the book does list it as the 7th book in a series.
Does it have a kinky warrior on the front cover?
It does. It looks eerily similar to the cover of the previous book that you had in your possession.
Can I keep it? Do you guys mind?
Go for it. I'm planning to actually nab most of the books on this bookshelf. It looks useful.
So while all that's going on, Gershar takes a closer look at the handwritten diary that he is holding, and as you approached the desk and looked down at it, it was on the most recent entry dating 2 weeks prior to the present date. You read through, skimming the lines quickly to get an idea of what's contained within this diary. And it reads as possibly as a suicide note, but you feel like it's maybe more sinister than that. The author mentions that today will be his final day. It's got a smattering of apologies, and towards the very bottom of the page, you spot some runic writing that looks similar to what you've already encountered.
Okay. Can I take a transcription of that writing, like if I make like a note of it, or can I just take the whole note anyway?
Yeah, you can take the whole thing. If you were to flick back further, you could also read all the previous entries in the diary too. But it's going to take you a bit of
Okay.
time to sort of read through them and get an
Yeah,
understanding
yeah.
of what this is.
I'll do that during a rest time or something. But before that, can I show the runes to the rest of the party?
Yeah, so you get their attention and you show them the open page and it's message of apologies, of sorrow, very finite way of writing, and a quick look back into the previous page. As you scroll through them, you'll start making note of patterns that appear in the writing. Speaking of a subject, some of the runes that appear within each entry as you go back are more recognizable to you than others, and you start to pick out words. One of which is egg. Egg appears very, very regularly.
Can I roll an insight check to check my gut feeling?
Yes.
Like on this book.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and roll insight.
$22.
22. So as you read through this and you try and piece together very quickly in the short amount of time and the very low level of light that you have, you start to notice that the diary reads in its much earlier chapters as more of a log of experimentation, possibly more scientific in nature. And as the entries progress, the bits that you can gather, and you would need much more time to read through and possibly translate bits and pieces to have it confirmed to you, looks as if the author maybe descended into some level of madness and hysteria.
Okay. And is there any names of any authors anywhere in the book?
No, you don't see any names of any authors.
And what does the front cover look like?
It's
a regular book.
It's completely unremarkable notepad. Essentially, it's a blank book used for keeping as a journal.
Okay. I put the. I'll take the notepad. The notepad in my satchel. So I'm just gonna put the diary of a madman in my notes.
That wasn't meant to be an Aussie reference, but it does work, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It's during this time that you're sort of flicking through the pages that Sharid has continued to pull different books from the bookcase, and as he reaches the third shelf of the second bookcase, the 42nd book along, he pulls it, and it actually creates an audible click. The bookcase that Fanny Boss is currently messing around with and pulling tomes off suddenly moves away from him at very quick speed and then slides away to reveal a hidden chamber, possibly built into the rock.
Immediately walks to the hidden chamber.
I go to follow Gershaw, but I snag a berry compendium off the bookshelf if one exists.
One does exist. You've you've gathered up 3 or 4 books and sneakily put them into your satchel without worrying about it. All related to berries or some form of herbalism that you might find interesting later. Having no qualms about stealing from what may be a cult hideout.
Mate, they summoned a freaking demon on us. I don't give a shit.
So you guys enter this chamber and notice that there are stone steps that lead down into a basement. It is not lit at all, and the only light that will be down there will be, as you can possibly assume from your current position, will be only what you take with you.
You have the torches. You've come this far. What's the worst? No.
Okay, so you guys are descending down?
Sure.
Yep.
I'll
Begrudgingly.
go first if no one else wants to.
Can I take point?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I said sure, but really, they're the ones that decide.
Well,
Go on ahead.
does anyone else wanna go ahead? Or am
Feel
I?
free,
Is
feel
everyone
free.
happy? All right, cool. I'll take point.
Yeah, you
Kind
said.
of skitter nervously and realize that we're going underground.
Yeah. So you said, can I take point? Yes, you can. Will you take point? That's up to them.
Yeah.
So you guys descend slowly, ever deeper into the earth, down the spiral stone steps built into the rock. As you finally reach the bottom, you see in front of you, illuminated only by the torches that you carry in your hands, a long stone corridor. To the left and the right of you as you pass down this corridor, there are sconces where you could place torches, but they've all been removed at some point. They are completely empty as of right now. Upon closer inspection, you can see that some parts of the wall actually might be doors that have been sealed with rock. For what purpose, you couldn't possibly know, or how to unseal them. Any sort of pushing on the rock yields no results. It is very, very definitely sealed. As you reach the very end of the corridor, you come upon what looks like a dead end with writing on the wall at the very end. Closer inspection shows that this may also be one of the sealed doors. Roll perception, everybody.
24.
16.
Sorry, guys. Just getting the character sheet again. What did you want?
Perception, please. Yeah.
Okay. Six.
So,
7.
Shreed is the first and only one to notice that at the very bottom of this sealed stone door, there's actually a small gap. It isn't 100% sealed. And the reason for this gap, as Shreed looks closer, is a piece of paper folded and wedged in the space between the floor and where the bottom of the door should have sealed it up proper. You feel as if you could probably remove it if you struggle with it enough. You'd have to be careful not to tear it.
Can I roll a perception check on that to check whether there's anything around the paper?
Shreed can already see that there's nothing around the paper.
Oh,
it's
sorry, yeah.
It is the sole reason that the door hasn't completely sealed is this piece of paper that looks like it's been folded multiple times to create enough of a small wedge between the door and the floor.
Can we use something as like a? Well, actually, no. I've got a
Crowbar.
crowbar. I've got a crowbar. I have one. I'm gonna use the crowbar to try and get the door open.
All right.
You guys-
Are you actually doing that, or is anyone going to
looks
stop
like
him?
there's a piece of paper wedged in it. Should we get something shivved in the door first before I take it out?
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shove the crowbar in to like lift the door to get the paper out easy, so that we don't tear it, and also try and get enough of a hold. And if someone can help me try and lift the door,
If you use the bucket, we might be able to open it further and then crank it on that. If
Well,
you
if
get it
you
high
risk
enough
the
in the
bucket.
first place.
how
was
does the
that?
bucket help the crowbar thing?
Or if you get the
Because-
door high
Emotional
enough.
support?
Oh, you mean? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say. So get the door. I think the bucket might be crushed by that, so we might need somebody like I don't know, someone with ridiculous strength. I don't know. There's a couple people in the party that I can think of.
What if someone
Um,
emotionally supports the bucket?
Well, the bucket's going to emotionally support me to emotionally support and physically support the door to lift it up because it seems to be a bit down right now. So can someone help me out?
You begrudgingly.
Thank you,
Can
Solomon.
can I say something?
Yes.
And I think, what if the piece of paper is there to make sure that no one opens the door so people come and check?
Well,
And then, so we should make sure to put the piece of paper exactly where it was.
That's a good idea, depending on what's on it.
I mean,
Or if
we
it's on-
literally
it's
just
on it.
stole a bunch of books, and I took a diary, and I think if we're gonna,
We don't want
yeah,
to to know that someone's been here. Also, does the door have a lock?
The face of all the doors that you've seen, or what you imagine could be doors throughout the entire corridor, are entirely featureless, flat stone. They almost fit perfectly flush to the wall and the floor.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit too late to try and not leave trails.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. Like we've literally just come in, taken loads of books, and
Open a secret door.
yeah, open a secret door.
Not go and look straight for the books, but they might go straight through to the door and see if someone's been there, and if the door is a secret door.
Yeah, but
within
we've
a
already
secret-
gone through a secret door. This is the
That's
second
what
secret
I'm
door.
saying. Like it's basically people would walk into the cottage, and if they weren't already alarmed by the fact that there's a secret passage that's been opened that should be closed,
Can we not close the passage again? And
we don't know. We haven't tried that. So, and also, seeing as we've taken stuff from there, I think they would notice that someone's been there. So I
didn't
think
take that much.
we took a lot of books.
Two.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I know. Yeah.
Might have been more than two.
We can decide about the paper.
All right. Well,
I-
I think we'll decide about the paper after we get it out and read it, just in case we need to keep it, because it might be dangerous information. We never know. Haha.
As we wait around, I shuffle around awkwardly, and like a handful of books falls out of my pockets like spaghetti.
God damn it, Wesley.
I go and scramble and pick them back up. Can I roll a stealth check to see if anybody noticed?
I hope
Uh,
they saw.
Yeah, roll stealth, and we'll see if the party spots it passively. Yeah, they all saw that. Whether or not they react consciously to it, they all saw it happen.
I'm
Can
gonna
we do like a silent eye roll?
read whisper, well done, and then go back.
Well done for what? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, neither.
How many books did you take?
What are you talking about? I plead the fifth.
Say
I
no
count.
more.
I counted at least 7 minus 3.
You don't know if the
No.
Steamore Empire has a Fifth Amendment.
Right. Anyway.
How about this door?
I'm just gonna take the crowbar out and just hold it up and just be like, "Are we gonna do this or what?"
Yeah.
All right. Who's gonna lift? All right. So Solgra, you gotta get ready because it's probably gonna be pretty heavy. Maybe Caporius, do you want to back her up just in case? This is gonna.
Yes, actually, I'm quite strong.
Yeah.
Oh, I can give
Might
a
have-
guidance berry to one of you if you guys think you need some extra help with this. This will be emotional support berry.
Do you have one of those berries that turns you into like the buff, like the bane of the Colonel himself? Can you?
Oh, that's personal use only. Sorry,
Well, god damn it.
I got to
I'm
keep
quite
some
alright.
berries
You've seen
for-
my
for me.
heroics. I don't need a berry to lift the door.
You can catch darts good. I'll give you that. Right, let's do this. All right, so I'm gonna lodge the crowbar into the small gap.
Okay. What was that?
Oh, sorry. Before I do that, Russell's loading. His camera's frozen.
Can he hear?
Oh, and the layout breaks, and he's
And it's
back.
back. Salami banana.
Everyone's in the wrong frame spot now.
Oh no.
But when he loads back, he's gonna be where he was before.
He will do
Yeah.
when he comes back. Is he alright?
Russell.
I don't want to do this bit without him.
Hey,
Camera's
Russell.
frozen.
Russell, your banana's frozen. Just.
I
How
feel like
are you not all bards?
sings like to deal with his nervousness about being underground.
Do we have Russell, or has his internet died on him entirely at this point?
Bruce Lee.
Looking at chat for a second while we wait for Russell. Geeks Codex, quick question. Can you redeem the name of a location now, or only on DM preps? Only on DM preps, please. Would
RTC connecting. Screw you, Discord.
give him a minute. Actually, if you do redeem it now, you can message me in the Discord, and I'll make a note of it. I'll be fair.
Rip. Lake of Mist?
Just
I
Discord.
learned from the best.
All right.
I mean, we made it through most of the session. We're literally coming up on the end of the session, guys.
Alright.
Yeah, already.
This one went by really fast. I know
It
we're
was,
not done, but
it's really good. Like, we
Yeah,
killed a
it's good.
thing. Can we level up?
You'll find out when we reach the end, won't you?
Please. Please.
You there, rustlers?
Russell.
Oi, oi.
hello there. Small man.
There is a distinct lack of oi oi.
Yeah.
While we wait for Russell, can you roll that strength check for me, please, Charles?
Yes. Where's my character sheet? +3. Okay, good.
And we'll see what happens.
Fuck off.
Oh, that's fortunate.
Fuck off.
No, you've got Capo helping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
something.
roll with advantage.
Oh.
It's both me and
Yeah, definitely roll with advantage because you got assistance.
Fuck. No way!
He brings it home.
Can I get one more advantage? There's another person helping me.
I think you know what, for double sevens, I'll allow it. We'll homebrew
What,
that.
another one?
You can have another roll. Yeah, please come back
If we
7.
get 3 sevens, does that count as a nat 20?
Yeah.
Like a jackpot.
Oh.
Oh.
Use your inspiration for that and do that again.
We'll
Damn
Oh, man.
we all wanted this.
Are you
We all wanted the
kidding
third
me?
7.
Oi, oi.
Hey, okay.
You just missed absolute
What is with
magic.
Discord?
I don't know, but did you see that double 7
Look at
that
my
Charles
rolls.
rolled? Cries in Marion. All right, so as you jam the crowbar into the space between the floor and the door, where it's almost flush, with the effort of Gershaw and the crowbar and the help from Corporius and Solgra to try and lift the stone, you manage to pull it up a few inches. Very difficult task to pull off, and suddenly you hear a click, and the entire stone surface in front of you slides up and slams above you, locking itself into position, revealing the room in front of you. The door is
the
now
paper.
the door is now completely open. The paper is completely free to grab at this point.
Right.
So as you pick up the paper and the light from your torches floods dimly into the room before you, at the very farthest point of the room itself, you spot an object, 3 objects lining the wall at the back. These objects stand 3 feet tall from the ground. From the distance that you're standing, the objects look somewhat leathery and bear resemblance to an egg. The egg-like objects appear to be open at the top. It's in this moment of panic from Sharid that in the room you begin to hear a skittering as
Oh shit.
of tiny movements of small legs move around in the room before you. And that is where we will end this week's session.
Okay.
And that has been session 4 of the Ebon Death.
I'm fine with a lot of things, but little skitterings on the floor, that's a big nope for me.
I won't be there for a week. I need to know what's going on.
You'll find out next time. However, in better news for the party, after defeating the Tanaruk at the obelisk, you have all advanced to level 4.
Yay!
So you'll be doing a level up between today and next Wednesday. So make sure you get those character sheets updated and leveled up. You will need it.
Monka S.
I'm so not looking forward to it.
Chat, these have been the adventures of Mr. Cliffhanger. Hey man, the cliffhangers keep you coming back, right? You want to know what's in that room, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I suppose.
Yeah.
If it's spiders, I'm gonna flip.
Who is to know what is behind the door of mystery?
Can we know out of character though?
No. That will ruin the surprise.
I'm actually feeling physically uncomfortable. I feel them crawling on me.
Oh, you got a week of that feeling until you find out what it actually is. I'll tell you this much. I'll leave you with a little bit extra for the cliffhanger. I can confirm that whatever is in that room is not spiders. Spiders would probably be preferable.
That's your doors.
Oh,
Spiders would be much preferable.
Yeah.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I have one spell left, and I have one Thunder Wave that covers a 15-foot cube. And I don't imagine these things are in a room bigger than 15 feet.
we
Can I
are
say
in
it
there
again?
too, though.
That's okay. You take some emotional damage. Well, it's actually damage, but more emotional. Than
Emotional as well.
We'll have to share the buckets.
All right, let's have a quick look at how chat ended with these guys. Did you all like the cliffhanger? I think some people did. Good news, next week you get to decide whether you greatly regret buying lots of Alchemist's Fire Flasks. I don't think they got any of those. Let's hope no termites. Oh yeah, Tree Boy, no termites, don't you worry. The trees are safe.
I totally then just spelled coffee. Don't worry.
It's also not buckets, guys. There are no buckets in that room aside from the one you take with you. Yeah, right. They I bet they wish they bought Alchemist's Fire. So yeah, that'll wrap us up then for session 4 of the Ebon Death. I hope chat has enjoyed watching the continued struggles of this party. I'm having a great time DMing them.
I did quite well though. I think.
I can't wait for next week now. Like every time I come up with these cliffhangers, I'm like, ooh, and gets to prepare the next thing. I need to go make some encounters. But anyway, please, guys, if you've enjoyed watching us play Dungeons and Dragons, go follow all of these fantastic people on Twitch. They all have Twitch accounts. Solgro, not so much, but one day.
One day.
One day. And if I just do a quick... Oh, wait, no, it's plural, isn't it? Whoops. That should be... Hey, does players not work anymore? There we go.
There we go.
So that will give you a list of each of the people, and which is great right now because from Fanny Boss onwards on screen at the minute, it's wrong.
I need to change my t-shirt because I meant to spell coffee in this one.
Maybe we should make like little name cards like in middle school
Yeah.
to put on
Oh,
our
yeah.
pictures. We can draw
Maybe
them
I
and
should do
decorate
that.
them.
Yeah, you could include that and save me having to do all the text.
T-shirts.
T-shirts. Get you all a Pathfinders
up here.
T-shirt. So show that you're all in the same group. It's backwards though, Cactus, because you flipped the
Oh,
camera.
is Ugh.
Wait, how did you do
Wait,
that? Oh, it's
Magic.
OBS, isn't it?
Oh, good night, Blue. Thank you for dropping in and checking out the stream. Really appreciate it. So yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead and wrap up now. I believe I was also given the task of naming something. Is it something I can do on stream? Is it something? Is it okay if you? Yes, Tree Boy, you can name a tavern. We will do that outside of the session, and maybe sometime soon in the party, if they survive, we'll get to visit the tavern that you name. So yeah, guys, remember, level yourself up to level 4. I hope that means
already
you'll
doing
have
that
some
right now.
cool abilities that you guys can use. I'm looking forward to seeing what other combat stuff you can do. Also, leveling up means I can throw bigger things at you, which is great. So we're gonna do some more of that soon.
Can you help me out as well?
Okay, we'll do some post stream chatting about characters and
Alright,
leveling
cool.
up. But that about wraps it up for us, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please go follow the people, like I said. They're all awesome, and I absolutely love that they're part of my party for D&D. It's been a pleasure DMing for them, and it's been a pleasure sending it out for you guys to watch. And we'll be back with session 5. Oh my god, 5 sessions in already. We're back with session 5 next Wednesday, and keep waving, Shley. We're back with session 5 next Wednesday, and I'll be back on Friday for DM prep, and you can drop in and see all the behind-the-scenes stuff, but no spoilers because I know the M watches. Anyway, we will see you next week. Cheerio! Thank you. Bye!
Bye.